confederation, and we are prosperous. So we won't allow suffer in this zoo and zoological republic and end up in shame. No, God forbid.
Amen.
Um, you see, the last caller said something, but he mixed it up. He made a good point, but when he started by saying the real problem of Nigeria, the real problem of Nigeria is Fulani. They are the real problem of Nigeria. Buhari is Fulani. Rufai is Fulani. You understand? They are the one that brought all the terrorists from Africa into Nigeria. They are the one that started the Operation Safe Corridor to put all terrorists, give them our Nigerian passport. Why the citizens they tell them that passport is scarce, and all these terrorists they were receiving our Nigerian passport and all I mean taking all the identity card.
And now they have
And
all the national ID card, they have all the BVN, they have the passport, and they have the voters card too. Mm-hmm.
thank you, Baba. You see, so when the last caller said talk about North, you are mixing it up. Fulani is one that came in with religion and deceive Hausa. Hausa are peaceful people. If you have lived with Hausa people, they are peaceful people. They are not they are not terrorists in nature. But Fulani are the one that have the intention of overrunning Nigeria completely with that program called Ruga, that terrorist program.
Mm.
They are the only tribe in Nigeria that wants to force themselves upon every other race. So we should single them out. Don't mix it up with North.
Mm.
Arewa, we have Arewa before they came. Arewa are the Hausas, original aborigine
Mm.
of the northern place in Nigeria. Before they now came in and they deceived them through religion, which also we are suffering also in Christianity also in the West, because a lot of things are mixed up. Okay, so I
Thank you,
don't
Prince.
that is a story for another day. So we have to know, we have to pinpoint them.
Mm.
You know, the
We should
Fulanis
not
are
mix match them. We should make sure that we
no
are clearer at those who are the aggressors.
know that they join the middle belt with them. They call middle belt North.
I
Understand
remember
that
they called the
they
Middle Belt northern, and they called them infidel, and the Fulanis were
uh,
unleashed on them, murdering them and
uh,
massacring them. Hmm.
the Fulanis are the ones shouting north, north, but
Uh-huh.
they conquered everybody. The northern states have 19,
States.
19 states. They are the
Supposedly,
one
but they counted the Middle Belt as their own part of North. That's why they have that 19. No?
exactly, and they are the one ruling in 14 states. You
Out
see,
of
they
19.
conquer the north. They conquer the north. That's why whenever they speak, they say north, north.
Hmm.
There's nothing like north. There's war, serious war going on there internally,
Hmm.
and they are covering it up politically by mentioning north, 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 north. As they are, if they want to overrun Nigeria, they use one Nigeria, unity, unity. So you should separate them from the north, separate them from one Nigeria, and call them who they are, Fulani terrorists. So that's what I want to say
Thank
about
you, thank you, thank you so
you
much,
know.
the Prince.
Thank you, Baba.
You have a
God
good
bless
one,
you, Baba.
okay? So I'm gonna take another one. Yeah. Hello.
Hello, very good.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can too. How are you?
Okay. Yeah, I'm doing well. I think it's been a while.
I know.
This should be my second time of calling you.
Would you remind me of your name if that's okay, so I can remember?
Yeah. Yes, my name is Johnson from Utah.
Right. I think I kind of remember now. Johnson. Yeah. It's actually been a while indeed. How are you, sir?
Yes. Yes, I'm doing very well. It's been a while
I
getting
know.
you, but
I bet
yeah,
you
but
probably have been watching from from the behind this scene, and then we just
yes,
never had a chance of talking.
Exactly. I've been watching from behind. So I was
thank
like,
you.
it's been a while. Let me call again today.
I'm glad you did. Baba, how are you, sir?
Yeah, but I'm doing very well, and I hope you're well too.
Well, I'm trying to be well. I mean, thank you so much for asking, though. Right? Thank you.
Yes, very good.
Yes,
In
sir.
fact, because I knew you're very busy, a lot of people are trying to get by.
I
So maybe
know.
let me see if I can get through with my point really quickly.
I am glad that you actually attempted it, too, because indeed it's quite busy. And you know, the higher the number
Yes,
of the viewers, the tedious and impossible it's going to be like to get through, right? So here
yes,
we are.
my good.
Thank you so much for
Yeah.
not giving up. So yeah, tell us,
Okay.
gist us.
Yeah. Well, my point generally is, in fact, like I don't know, maybe if I say that to you last time, because my experience, I actually grew up in Jos,
Oh,
Plateau State, and this is just like a very good example to indicate that what we have as a country in Nigeria is more like a charade, and it's not really something that is meant to last. You see, the Almajiri system in Nigeria, those are actually the militia of this northern Fulani hegemonies. They're actually building those Almajiri system
God will
just for
bless
the
you. It is their
for the
recruitment process. A lot of people
their
are just not seeing
recruitment.
it
Those
that
are
way.
their armies.
Because how come it is
Yeah.
impossible to get rid of it? Go on, Johnson.
Yes. In fact, anything you're trying to do to kind of bring development like education to those Almajiri systems, they will ultimately reject it because those are their armies. So, like, if you see anytime they're having all these wars, religious war, those are the armies that are going to fight for them. Like, my experience, I still have that experience till date. My neighbor was forced to give out her young daughter, maybe about 12, if I'm not mistaken, 12, 11, to marriage.
Wow.
And what the imam was telling her was, when jihad comes in, who are those that were going to be fighting for the mom? Because the mom was skeptic of allowing her young daughter. She's a widow. So she was like, this girl is too small. And the imam came. And basically what they were telling the mom was, when jihad comes, who is going to fight for her? If she doesn't give out this little girl to go married and start giving out bearing
children.
Bearing children for jihad, when jihad comes. That time we were like kids now. So
you never really read much meaning into it, you said?
We never read much. In fact, we were laughing, because
like
the younger brother was
Look
the
at
one.
This.
Yeah. The younger brother was the one coming to tell us all this. And we were like, jihad, who is fighting jihad here? The distorted history we learned was jihad was a holy war. Ottoman and Fodia, he came and bring in modernization and kill all the pagans in the north.
You remember? When I discovered that all those history we read of Uthman Dan Fodio killing some unbelievers, infidels, they were actually talking about the people of Middle Belt, the Hausa indigenous people, and other indigenous people that kind of stood up against them, that they killed. That's the history we were reading in school, Baba.
And glorifying these genocidal
we were glorifying it. They were teaching us the jihadists and the jihad that killed people. They didn't. Oh man, God damn it, man.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. So just coming back to my little experience in Jos, at the time, because I was actually in Nigeria when we had the major crisis. One of the major crises then that lasted for like maybe about 3-4 days.
Wow.
That was like a little glimpse of how war looks like to me. I've never experienced war.
And how old were you at the time? Like, if you could remember, like
yeah, no, I was a teenager, probably 18,
you were a teenager.
17, 18.
So you probably saw things more like, oh my God, this is it. Like you saw death flashes through people's eyes and survivors and all of that. Wow.
Yeah, and the irony is because my area were like predominantly Christian. Let me say about 95% or 90% Christians. So, but when these people are coming, You know, they keep saying Allah there, you know, it's one God that we worship. People shouldn't be worried about what's happening in Kano, Sokoto, and everything. You know, they just say it's one God. So, and everybody takes them by their words. You know, they just come in, one God, one God. But do you know that when their population started increasing in that area, their population is not even up to like maybe 40%. Maybe I would approximate like about 20%. That is when they started bringing out the distinction.
But it gave them substantial representation.
Yes. Then from the issue of one God, it changes from not from one God. Like you have a mosque they had there. During prayer, they cover the entire road. And if you have like these Plateau indigenous women, because in Plateau State, women are more industrious than the men. Like they woke up very early in the morning. They go to like maybe the farm, you know, or to the market to get things, and they come back like at afternoon to cook to cook for their kids and everything. So this woman, simply because she was coming back and she crossed, this is like a road, a highway. They blocked the road. This woman crossed the road going to her house. This is like a highway. They killed that woman because she's an infidel. You know, they said he crossed where they were praying.
Because where they are praying is now like holy ground. So he's just blaspheme against their wow. So that was the first of their killings you actually remember vividly.
Yes. So like Nigeria is just like a time bomb to me. I think a lot of people in the South don't actually know what is really going on. Like you see the Almajiri system, those are actually their foot soldiers. And what Jonathan was doing that time, like it didn't really occur to me very well.
Really got
this
on their side.
You see how they rejected it?
Seriously.
They rejected Jonathan Almajiri school. Even Buhari came in.
Abandoned
they couldn't even continue on that.
Totally.
Yeah, so that is a deliberate, that plan they were having is very deliberate. That the Almajiri system is very deliberate. It's not like poverty or anything. It's a deliberate calculation that they were actually having with that Almajiri system. And those are the foot soldiers that actually fight those wars.
They are the primary soldiers before the armed one can then come into town.
Yes, exactly.
Wow. Baba, thank you so much. And you have actually just made me even miss you more now. I can imagine what it's going to be like or when I'm going to hear from you again. But indeed,
yes, that was really nice getting to talk to you.
Old wine tastes better. You didn't make it. You actually make it worthwhile. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay?
Thank you, my good. Have a very good one.
And you too. You take it easy, sir. Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Right. I just have Dear Johnson from Utah from Utah in the US. That's quite some classy name, Utah. That's amazing. So I want to say thank you to Ray Wayne. But I don't know which currency be this so. But the fact that you are generous enough to give this, I want to say thank you. A very big thank you to you. And I went on to check again. I found that he also is that one or I don't know. But thank you so much, Ray Wayne, Bolade Shomade. God bless you too, ma'am. Thank you very much. So to everyone there, I think I got Ray Wayne again. About Jamio, which currency be this, so that we can know that I will be learning about them. I have never seen this sign before. I've seen yuan of China, but anyway, thanks a lot, and God bless you for every penny that is worth. Okay, I'm kind of very grateful. So to those who are still there, kind of supporting my studio stuff, okay, please, there is a link in the comments. If you think I deserve your penny, or I deserve your dollar, or deserve your cent, right? That's the only way you can get them across to me. And every penny counts in my own world. And every of them is really, really appreciated. And thank you. Here is another call on the line. Hello there.
Yeah, hello, Samayagu.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Very well. And you today?
I am very well too. Thanks so much for asking. And sorry for keeping you waiting. Please.
No, wahala. I know you have just started recognizing this voice, but little by little you will be getting to know it.
I think I will. And would you remind me this time again so that you know?
Dadari.
Okay. Yeah. You see, the problem is that when I don't hear regularly from people, and you know what it is like, yeah, it sort of begin to
I
move,
know,
but it can always click back, right?
I
God bless you,
know,
sir.
I know.
God bless you. Thank you so much.
I want to congratulate you for the new project, the vision you have.
Thank you.
That is coming to life this coming week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, God will bless you, and we're all into that. And I see a bigger thing coming up with that.
Thank you, sir.
You have remained steadfast. You have remained steadfast, and you, like I used to tell you, I say you are one of the people that made me. Somebody called me two weeks ago, and he said, "How did you know? What kind of calculation?" Is there somebody who are both in the finance industry? But he said, "How did you know 6 years ago that this was going to happen, and you quickly japa and left, and you diversify your investments?" And I said, you don't need anybody to tell you. You don't need anybody to tell you. You don't work like a. When you decide to be when you decide to be is to be in self-denial, then whatever comes out, you don't
just
have to take
like
it
live with it. God bless you.
Exactly.
I mean, it's not hard. People will say the truth, but they will tell themselves that I don't want to accept that. Maybe there is another thing. Maybe there is another thing. That's the problem.
Exactly. That is it. That is all it. And actually, he was even one of the top people that so much believed in what the politicians were saying then, because it was just after the election of 2015, and he so believed in it and what these people are saying. I say anybody who still believes when somebody stand up on the altar and the platform and say, "I will do this for you," I mean, vote for me, I will do this for you. Oh my God! In Nigeria, you are just in a fairy land listening to that person. So thank you, and I believe for those visions, for most of us who are out there, we are really trying to pursue our vision, and we are trying to make sure we, as much as we can do, but trust me, we can't go back home and carry the gun or something to fight those people. Like I used to say, it has gotten to a stage where it has to be a self-implosion. That means the revolution or whatever we have to start within themselves, not from outside.
That seems to be playing out gradually anyway, because the more they failed, well, the closer the whole thing gets, in my own belief. Yeah, Baba.
I want to collaborate the last caller. When the last caller was speaking, a lot of things just keep rolling back in my mind, and I'm someone that also grew up in the northern part. I was born in Kano and I grew up in Kaduna.
Oh yeah.
And to do what that precisely. And when that guy was speaking, I could recall a whole lot of things. What people that Nigeria has happened to. Nigeria didn't start happening to people today. No. It's just because the social media just gave up that opportunity for people to hear what is happening. Nigeria started happening to people many, many years ago. Many years ago, even when I was a boy. We all saw that, we could recall what was happening within the area. And even when we were young, when we were being told all these things, we saw them like play. We saw them like fairy tales that it can't happen.
Like they are not that serious. So they have killed people in Kano. Then they will be waiting. We will be waiting in the west. Then all of you living in the north, I don't know how that feels to you, right? All of us who grew up in the south, right? When we heard the news, it was just like, oh, we are waiting for them to start another wala in Lagos. So everybody will begin to put a leaf on their cars, but there will be no wala. I can only imagine what it is like for you as a young person in that part.
And that was really, this is a cycle from beginning, right? In the 60s. It exploded and got into a full-blown war in 69. And those things still repeat themselves to today. that when there's a fight somewhere, there's going to be people who start waiting to get repercussion to say, okay, how is it going to blow out? If it's going to be a blowout, you know, that mistrust has always been there. Trust me, even when we're growing up, when we went to school, we still do. When we went to school, we still pray Muslim, pray Christian. Things were a little bit like if we are doing the same thing. You know, that's why today I can recite the Muslim prayer, because in assembly then, when a Christian person prays, a Muslim person would pray. So we could recite all those things and just like one. But you know, behind him, under the needs, we were seeing all these things creeping up. Amanjiri, why are these people not going to school? You can't, as a child, if you're not a Manjiri, you can't enter into another compound that is Bashiga. You can't enter. But an Amanjiri child can enter into your own compound, go into anywhere and know everything because he is coming with the plate. And Amanjiri have access to anywhere. They have access to your inner compound. You know, it's always like a compound. They have access. But you, at times, as a male, not Muslim or not a man, you don't have that kind of access. You don't even know what goes
inside. And they tell you you are a Christian. Be careful. If you're not invited, so please don't go there.
Those are manjiri that comes into those compounds, go out to tell the imam or whoever is within that vicinity who is in charge there, oh, this is what is going on, this is what these people do. Those information is being on for a long time. And again, precisely after many years, almost 20 years, when I went back to Tuduwada, I could not believe my eye. A place, a community that was predominantly Muslim and Christian, let me say 50-50%. Today, that area is predominantly Muslim, almost 95%.
Like almost clearing the entire slate. And where are the Christians?
So when I even went there, I was asking, where are all these people? They said everybody have moved to Sabon Geri. They're all in Sambo, the other parts of
leaving the whole access for them, and then it become dangerous that they will now begin to impose rules and say, don't cross
when I was there, the area was just as if I was in Afghanistan. You know, that kind of Afghanistan setting. I said, what? I couldn't even believe my eyes.
That's to do what you are talking about here now, right?
Precisely to do what it's not by Kabbalah West, that area. It's horrible. I'm just. If you have been there in the past 40 years, then you will know significantly what have gone wrong with that area. You know, and with the topic of today, I was just thinking, you know, with the Mali, I wanted to ask a question. With this Mali and Niger, Burkina Faso quitting ECOWAS, does it mean that that's borderline between Nigeria and Niger, they will start using passports to enter Nigeria or use passport to go to Niger?
Yes,
because they have never been, that place is even, the passage of that place is even more freer than even some place within the city in Nigeria.
But let's pretend pretend there is border there. Because in this case now, before you can cross from Niger to Nigeria, you have to show your passport and get a visa. Before you can cross from Nigeria to Niger Republic, you will need a visa and a passport. So if you are caught in either country without those things, right? Wherever your eyes see, take them like that. But we all know there is no border anyway. So who is going to show the passport or show visa?
Who is showing visa? Same passport. That is just nonsense.
That's why I say let's pretend there is a border. Okay. Everyone watching or listening to us right now, I advise you to go on Google and search for Nigeria-Niger border. Come back and tell me what you see. Tell everybody to do the same thing. Elder, thank you. When we finish fooling ourselves, living in denial, we'll tell ourselves the truth. And that's what this platform continues to say. Remind everybody the truth. Okay. Thank you so
very much.
You have a good answer. That's Elder Dari there. Okay. The people who have the experience of the old Nigeria when they were socially conditioning us, sing the national anthem, sing the Islamic song, sing the Christian worship song as students, conditioning us to begin to, on one hand, to make us feel like we are all the same, it doesn't matter. I studied Hausa in school. I had to pass it, so I was just reading it. I had a Hausa book that they gave to me. Talatinda Biu, Talatinda Oku, Talatinda Daya, Talatinda Udu, Talatinda Talatin, something like that. That's me reading 1, 2, 3, 31, 32, 33, 34, Talatin, 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 like that. I was studying Igbo in school. I had an Igbo teacher in my school. All of those things, right? To be honest, I was just reading them to pass the examination. And unfortunately, I actually failed them. And this is pretty much like lack of interest on my part as unserious student. I wasn't a serious student. I was one of the best students in my school. Because I can pass examination and I could do so well that everybody kind of feel like he's a genius. I just read to pass. So conditioning, social conditioning, only for us to now grow up and see that same Nigeria where Allah Akbar, where people are lynching people, killing themselves because of the difference in their tribe, difference in their religion. And a lot of us who grew up in that old Nigeria, it is like we are the last people to see that social conditioning in a way that so many people you see today, when they tell you that they can't believe this is Nigeria. Because like my caller said, all these things were happening then. People were being killed because of religion, despite the fact that we're being taught to be one, to be this, to unite, to do this, singing songs that make us feel like we are all one, we are the same. All those killings were still taking place. People were being slaughtered in northern Nigeria just for little or nothing. Sure, you get now. So a lot of us now who are like, okay, yeah, there is social media now. You see all these leg bonds in their 40s and 50s. They will tell you they grew up here, they grew up in the north, they grew up there, but all their lives, right? They never really saw the big deal in all these killings, even though they were happening until now that they were beginning to feel like, how could that even be normal? That shouldn't even be normal. Sure, you get. And to those of you who are like in Nigeria of today, you are a different breed. Now you are made to realize that be careful, oh. Fulani terrorists is there. This one is there. Others are teaching you bigotry in a way that it's like we've never seen it before. But it's not new. My caller. Hello.
Hello. Good evening, my General Politico.
Ugo, is that you?
No. It's Ife that is on the line.
Say that again. Sorry, I missed that.
Ife on the line. Ife on the line.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Now I'm gonna say Ife because what I heard at first was like this is Ugo on the line. I was like, no, it's a Ugo. Not because I kind of have any Ugo.
No problems.
So Ife, yeah. Thank you so much, Baba. Everyone can hear you. Sir.
You see, I'm noticing a trend now on on the platform. Have you also noticed now that those of the southerners that live in the northern area are the people now calling most time on the show, telling us more about the north now? It seems now, since everybody eyes is now open, like it seems there's no way.
Exactly. Information. I think that may be a pattern, but it's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's affecting all the southerner in the north. They are now voicing out what everybody has known historically before. Or maybe because that area has been a bit peaceful for them, they don't always want to talk out. But now, since it's affecting everybody, people selling their properties, leaving their families, coming back, relocating back to the south. Now you now see people talking about all these things happening, which for me, although I've never lived in the north before, which for me is sad. I understand, yes, people can have their livelihood, their families away from home.
Yeah.
But at times in life, when books come to shove, you have to take the tough decision. I know a family. This man has already retired in Maiduguri, in the southwest. The last crisis that happened, they had to leave their property,
everything,
sell some of them, then come back to Ibadan to come and build a new property.
Start afresh.
But because they have one property that is close to the university that they use for this, they are still stuck. yes, I understand. We all have attachments to our what's it called physical properties, but you should not put other people into danger. Don't give I don't want to use a false illusion. Don't give a negative report.
People will know what you mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't give a fudge about.
Give,
yeah, we'll know what you mean.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't give a false description about the situations where you are. If UK has a problem, they're going to tell you we have a problem. But whereby there is a problem, there is something, and nobody is saying
they are denying it.
Anything.
And you know that all that is going on around you practically puts your family's life in danger. But somehow you are telling yourself it's not that bad because you feel like you have attachment to what you have in the place and you can't leave it. So you are telling yourself, living in denial, saying it's not really that bad until it happens.
Exactly. And this is something that we have to stop. On this platform, we have always said it. Nigeria cannot, irrespective of where you are.
No.
Now,
nobody is spared.
About dancing. Now the politicians are now going back to, they should go and carry one 1970 constitution, regional system. You see that most of them are not talking about one Nigeria. IBB self was talking about dissolving power. IBB. Was
the same one, no? The same IBB that was that. Well.
Can you imagine? IBB talking about dissolving power, giving more powers to the state.
This is
everybody knows
because of coup, because they don't want any coup to happen again in Nigeria, he ensured that Nigeria military completely weakened. You see that Nigeria police, they ensure that Nigeria police will never hold any guns. That is more powerful than the military. Just to avoid coup, look at them today.
Exactly. That IBB that is saying that they should dissolve power to the state. If you say that to IBB, he will shoot you.
Straight on your face, right there. Like, are you mad? You are asking IBB to devolve power, share power. IBB. The one that was like disgracefully said he step aside after how many years? After 8 or 9 years. The person is now talking in his wheelchair that for Nigeria to go forward, for Nigeria to work, they need to devolve power to the regions, to the local governments.
I think at the end of the day, we just have to tell ourselves the truth. Our people who have their properties elsewhere, if it is let every one of them relocate, and if you feel you cannot move your family, don't use because you've moved away and you're having double attachment somewhere to now bring danger to where your root is from. If Nigeria divides today, or we have a regional system today, that does not mean that there will not be Yorubas in the north.
Absolutely, that doesn't mean that Yorubas will not live in that. There will be Yorubas that will choose to stay there.
South. And the same be scattered around anywhere in the country.
Yes.
At least we have Hausas in Republic of Benin.
That's right.
We have Hausas in Cameroon.
Yes.
We have Fulanis in Cameroon. We have Fulanis in everywhere.
Yes, now.
And the same thing, we have Igbos, Yorubas everywhere around the world. But a system that is against your identity, your generation, because everybody that lives, I would say, UK. The first thing that first of all came to my head was, Nigeria waste. Anybody that left Nigeria, the first thing is Nigeria wasted my time. But we just at the end of the day, we just tell ourselves we thank God.
At least that we still
thank God that we have a chance of
making it up to some extent, right? There are those who will never have that opportunity.
Exactly.
Imagine what it's like for somebody in that Nigeria where they have already cheated everything against them, right? And they will never experience any other life except the one offered them by these criminal politicians. Imagine that if somebody if to say heaven, like as heaven day, hell day, like they say, But when person get there, Baba, now you're going to feel angry. Now you are supposed to be angry and say, man, what they tell me, say make I go to hell, hell, bow. You know where I'm coming from, I have never tested any two lives to understand. Baba?
Now, look at the exchange now. Within 8 months.
8 months.
Within 8 months. Now, I remember as of 2017, I still changed £1 to I think around 450, 500. In the space of 5 years. Now we are changed under of this year was 2,000.
Here you get. Now what they are doing to reduce to make sure that it doesn't get to that is to go and borrow money. Here you get behind the scene. And that will actually make it even worse.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you so much as well, Baba. Thank you so much.
God bless you. God bless.
And you too. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Now, this is normally where we should draw the curtains, and that's where we are going to draw it. Okay. Thanks so much to everybody who has been part of this. I am so sorry to those who are still trying to get through. I understand how this feels. Like, oh, my ego, please don't go. We still want to get through. I know. But my time is, our time is really up. Okay. We've had our few, and we wish Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, we wish them all the best. Okay. However, we hope that Tinubu and his handlers at this point, they can reduce the damages this is already done and is still going to do. There is no room for grandstanding and what have you, okay? And the rest of us, if Mali, Burkina Faso, as well as Niger, if they can no longer stop the terrorists like they have been doing in the last 15, 20 years. So we hope that all of you who call yourself elders and leaders across Nigeria, wherever you are right now, you will join us to continue to mount pressure and ensure that Tinubu and whoever is there trying to continue to disarm the people for these terrorists that are coming. You need to tell them to back down now. And I'm serious, okay? Because at the end of the day, the citizens will have to defend themselves. The Nigerian military, the Nigerian police, the Nigerian DSS, as well as all of their security system have all collapsed, compromised. And it's already shown that they are already overwhelmed. The citizens will have to take law into their own hands. You will need to speak to those around Tinubu, especially those who are making those ridiculous decisions in the military and in the police, disarming the citizens that are going to be overwhelmed with terrorists soon. There are already citizens in Nigeria up north that are already paying taxes to terrorists, in case if you don't know. This is true. Yes. Nigerians inside Nigeria, they have places where they called the ungoverned areas. Ungoverned area are areas where you will never see Nigerian police, Nigerian military, or any sign of Nigerian government. But there are Nigerians there, trapped as slaves, paying taxes to these terrorists in different communities up north. And they've been doing so for years now. They are not telling you. Of course, they might be grandstanding and continue to do their grandstanding and their taqiyya. In their own type of Islam, in their Islam, they are allowed to lie if it's going to help progress the cause of the jihad. I need you to understand this. So the citizens will have to defend themselves, and every roadblock put in place to ensure that the citizens are unable to do that. The system put in place to disarm us and continue to arrest us and then even kill us. When we decided that we are going to always go above that, they are useless laws. If there's any better time for those of you who call yourself elders in Nigeria, before they kill you, because they're going to kill you too, trust me. Maybe you can use the last of your breath and whatever is left of you, Confessor Shoyinka and the rest of you, maybe you would need to use all whatever you have on Tinubu to mind and tell him. People would need to defend themselves. The moment the gate is broken in that Sahel, and these are people who have sworn that they will touch our own ocean. They will touch our sea with their sword, dripping with our blood. That was what they promised us. And if there's any time for us to take that threat serious, it is now. Takia makes some of them to lie to you. They will lie to you. We are Muslims, we don't support these people. These people are not representing us. These people are this, blah, 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 blah. It is called takia. Takia is called a lie. You can lie to promote the cause of Allah. That is their belief. And in this case, we will educate the citizens, harm them with the right information to understand that even if the system is trying to disarm you for these terrorists to come and take your life or whatever they can't take from you, with the right information, you are not only going to be harmed with the right information, you will be harmed with the right equipment too. I'll leave it at that. And I'll say thank you. Always blessed. Thanks so much for your super chat as well, okay? Everybody, Tuesday is my birthday. And we are going to do it solemnly. And that Tuesday was supposed to be my 40th birthday. But I'm going to kind of treat it just like any other day, but still significant. So I've decided I was just going to make a move and just get, just reach out to the, to the people that probably cannot help themselves. And I'm going to keep all of that to myself and private. And I will probably then swim in your prayers and well wishes and the rest of that. I just thought I should remind you. And thank you for all the support. Always. I will see you some other time, which is going to be tomorrow. Right? So thank you so much. And don't leave without liking the broadcast if you haven't already. Okay? I will see you again. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Mayegun dayari politico. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Mayegun àní ẹ̀ súnra kí.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kí.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n ní.